Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yes, of course, continuing on reviewing the Marvel films, and now we've come up to the first Fantastic Four film from 2005. You know, honestly, the Fantastic Four films in the early 2000s, the first two, this and Rise of Silver Surfer, which, yeah, I will review the sequel later on. I think that the Fantastic Four films in the early 2000s, I actually quite enjoy them. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, it's mutual for them. Like, people like them and people don't, and I'm one of those that do like them. And I think, shout out to my mom, she didn't really enjoy the first two Fantastic Four films. Like, the only thing she enjoyed from them, and I would agree too, were, of course, Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing, and, Johnny, a.k.a. Human Torch. They were really good in this, And I even asked her if don't you think that Doctor Doom in this was okay, too? And, yeah, she thought, she was like, yeah, he's okay, Doctor Doom was okay, so yeah. But, and this film basically is the origin and how the Fantastic Four come to be. These scientists, they go on this space mission. It's, Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Reed played by Ian Griffith and Susan played by Jessica Alba. And Johnny Storm played by Chris Evans. And this was before he would become Steve Rogers / Captain America. So he was already part of the Marvel movie industry, so, as we all should know. And Michael Chiklis, I think I said his last name right, who plays Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. Yeah, I'd like to point out Stan Lee, who we all know does make a cameo in this. He had stated that he considered Michael Chiklis' performance as The Thing his favorite performance. I guess the best performance of somebody playing a Marvel character, I guess you should say. And that came from Stan Lee, and yeah, Michael was really good as The Thing, And even though that he went through depression, actually. He went through therapy because of wearing that makeup for the two Fantastic Four films. You know what? Even though he went through depression and therapy and such, hey, pardon my French, he did a hell of a job, with the performance of Thing. Yeah, and he pulled off a good likeness to Thing, for sure. And the voice, I could go on. So, and Stan Lee, actually, even though he does make a cameo, he actually did play a character. And, oh gosh, it should be here, Stanley, I'm checking it on the IMDb page, but as I said, this is the origin story of how the Fantastic Four came to be. As I said, they're on a space mission, and, something happens during the mission and what's in space, and it gives them these powers, as we all know, Ben turns into a rock and such, and clobbering and so on. Johnny, he has the powers of fire and flames. Reed Richards, he has the power of stretching his body flexible, and Susan has the power of turning invisible and even creating a force field. And for Victor Von Doom, well, he turns into metal basically and has the power of electric, let's see. My gosh, where is Stanley? I'm checking the IMDb page, but he's not listed. What the heck? Oh, wait a minute, he is, sorry. So Stan Lee's cameo in this, he plays a character, actually, Willie Lumpick. Yeah, who's a mailman, so, yeah. And even say when all four of them, they return back to the hotel, and where, Victor Von Doom owns the top room, that's where, yeah, Stanley comes in and gives, he greets them, welcome back, Reed Richards, and here's your mail and stuff like that. And so, yeah, and the cast, okay, as I said, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and Ian Griffith and Michael Chiklis, and also Julian McMahon, who plays Victor Von Doom. Honestly, because I think he did a pretty good job as Victor Von Doom, and some of the other characters, like, oh yeah, I think Doom's assistant, Leonard, played by Hamish Linclaret, if I said his last name right. I know I've seen him before in other stuff. Wasn't he in Covert Affairs? Or I think so, yeah. I think that was him, yeah. And also, Ben's fiance, I think, like fiance or wife, like I think they are engaged. Debbie, played by Laurie Holden, and it's kind of heartbreaking because when Ben, after he transforms into the Thing, he runs off and he returns home and he reveals to Debbie what happened to him, and just Debbie can't handle it, and that's really heartbreaking right there. And also at a bridge, in New York, because this does take place in New York, and at a bridge, and Ben actually does save a couple people, and like even saving a fire truck from almost like falling over the bridge. And it's also funny because a funny moment with Susan, like turning invisible, and like her clothes can still be seen, taking them off, and she's in her underwear. It's pretty funny. And even when she gets her clothes back on, I can't believe you made me do that. After, because everybody sees Ben, and he's a hero, and they applaud for him, and Debbie is there, and Debbie is just, she can't take this, and she takes off the ring, and it is a sad moment for sure. And basically all four of them, they become celebrities basically, and Johnny being kind of a show off and being kind of a jerk basically, he's being kind of a kid, and even at one point later in the film, like Susan tells Johnny to grow up, like Johnny goes on like saying that they're the Fantastic Four, and throughout the movie basically, it's basically them trying to figure out how to like be themselves again and not to have these powers anymore. And it's, struggling for Ben, Johnny at times being a show-off, as I said, and going to this, like, dirt bike show, and, and even say, and after the dirt bike show, and, because Ben and Reed and Susan, they see this on TV, and, they're just not very happy with what he's doing, and, Johnny giving them each of their names, Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Girl, and calling Ben the Thing, and, Ben's just like, okay, now I'm gonna kill him, so, and even at one point, when they meet up with Johnny, and Ben literally crushes Johnny's car. It's, oh my gosh. Did I forget to mention that a little bit earlier, that, Johnny, he was flirting with this nurse, played by Maria, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Literally, she's titled, literally her character is credited as Sexy Nurse. Give these characters names, and instead of calling them, like, say, the doctor or the engineer, you get my point. Give them names. That's one of those things, like, both of them, they go skiing, and at one point, Johnny does catch on fire, and, he's completely on fire, and he flies, and he hits this pile of snow and causes, like, this hot boiling water, like, almost like jacuzzi, and, care to join me? And she joins, and, but also, more say on Victor Von Doom, because he's kind of kicked off of something, like, Borders or whatever, and he gets revenge by killing the one that kicked him off something, and, Von Doom, because, his hands and such become silver and so on, and, has the power of electric, and also, I forgot to mention, like, Reed Richards, believing that there's something going on between Victor Von Doom and Susan, but Susan confirmed to Reed later on in the film that there was nothing going on between them. So, Also, like, a little fight between, like, say, Ben and, Mr. Fantastic, or I should say Reed Richards, Reed, look at me, and, you two are on your own, blah, blah, blah. And I just like it, like, before, like, Ben leaves the building, he runs into Johnny, and Johnny shows Ben, like, a prototype of an action figure of him, and, it's clobbering time, and Ben smashes it, and, Johnny's like, that was a prototype! And Victor, like, makes a deal with, Ben that, he can help Ben, and he manages to, like, Ben actually at one point does come back to him being his normal self, but that's when it was all part of a plan, basically, and Doom used them, and he wanted more power, and so on, and that's when, he's taking down all four of them, one by one, and, like, thinking he's defeated them, even say, a fight between, Doom and Susan, and, even when she turns invisible, it's kind of funny when Dr. Doom says, Marco Polo, and there's, like, sometimes you'd have to have a bit of, humor to a villain, depending on the villain, you get my point, and also, like, even when, like, okay, Dr. Doom, he captured Reed Richards, and he was, like, basically, he was freezing Richards to death, basically. He was, like, making him cold and so on. And, Ben, he turns himself back to what he was as the Thing, and, he does say the phrase, it's clobbering time. And a fight between, of course, Dr. Doom and Thing, and even at one point, like, because they're on top of another floor, they're causing, like, this pool to leak down and just causing water to spill. And this one guy trying to get on the elevator, basically, and a fight on the streets, and Thing crashed into a car of two old ladies, and it even I heard the Wilhelm scream. The Wilhelm scream is heard twice, actually, and of course, all four of them, the Fantastic Four, they defeat Dr. Doom once and for all, like, kind of freezing him up, with fire and, of course, water and steam, and that does defeat him for now. And it's official for all four of them. They become the Fantastic Four. And forgot to mention, a little bit earlier in the film, Ben does find a, like, new love, and that being Alicia Masters. Yeah, I think I got that right, yeah. Played by Kerry Washington. Yeah, I think Kerry Washington was pretty good in the Fantastic Four films, and of course the relationship between Alicia and Ben. So, and the epilogue, because they're on this boat, and at the very end, Reed proposes to Susan, and of course they're finally engaged, and saving it up for the next film, of course, where they do get married. So, and until I review the next Fantastic Four film, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and and Johnny being a show-off once again, and, Ben literally shouts it at Johnny, show off, and Johnny makes the Fantastic Four logo in the sky, and the last scene, like, even before the credits start, Victor Von Doom being held in storage, on a boat, and, his assistant being there, Leonard, and, yeah, what a way to end it off, and, of course, for what would happen in the next film, so, yeah. But with all that being said, Fantastic Four from 2005, I think it's pretty good, and I don't think it's that bad. Again, there are people that do and do not like this film and Rise of Silver Surfer, and I know I'm going to say that again for when I review the sequel. But for me, I'm one of those people that do like the first two Fantastic Four films. And how do I rate the first Fantastic Four film? Good question. I'd say it's on my mind. I'll give it 7 out of 10 stars. 7 out of 10 stars for the first Fantastic Four film. What about you guys? What do you think of the first Fantastic Four film? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So again, 7 out of 10 stars for Fantastic Four. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Fantastic Four. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video /review. And stay tuned later tonight because I'll be reviewing a movie that's celebrating its anniversary, and let's just say it has to do something with Lincoln. You'll just have to stay tuned later tonight and see what it is. Take care, and peace out. It's clobbering time.